matter of fact though, pterodactyl when I'm micro and macro my mind. Why would I try to hide the fact that I'm jacked to be actually naturally high? And I'm that guy with the flashlight, looking back at the track with the black light. How about this, how about that? Pay attention to wax, you're free to see what that's like. And that's why we need to take things slow. And that's why.
Alright gang, we're back with part 2. Nate, Paul Mcbeth is doing Paul Mcbeth things.
He's, 8 under through 9 holes?
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty good.
This is par 4 13th. It plays a lot harder than last year. We added the hazard rope again, and so it kind of cuts off the righty roller, so it's kind of just a low ceiling shot for the top pros. Some may try roller, but if you throw roller and it comes out to the right, you're going to be in the hazard. So
Gotcha. Paul Mcbeth going Star Destroyer.
And that's a really, really good line there.
But he was
really
flirting with the hazard, though, wasn't he?
I was surprised that was a destroyer, because that's kind of a bold play because the hazard is kind of tight there.
Mm-hmm. Good tree kick, right?
Wow.
That was definitely going hazard, right?
I think that was a predator. So.
Mm-hmm. There's Joe Height and Corey hanging out.
That's a nice looking shot as well. It actually lands really close to the old short tee on this hole, actually.
Oh, okay. And Chris Finn likes his hyzer flips, Nate.
That is, I have no idea what that is, but that was, well, it's in the hazard, but it didn't quite flip enough.
Yep.
13 actually played about a half stroke under par last year, and the addition of the hazard rope actually made it play about 0.2 strokes over par, according to UDisc. So I actually really liked how this hole played.
Nice. Nate Doss, after that extremely fortunate tree hit, saving him a stroke, and he's going to capitalize, Nate.
Wow, that's all over the basket with this challenger, it looks like.
Yep. Paul, after barely staying out of the hazard, he's
not far, about 220 here maybe.
Yeah, P2, I want to say.
Kind of saw it off a little bit, but he's still close enough, probably in his range.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Oh, Chris. Oh, not the best roll either.
Yuck.
Yeah. Paul getting another birdie per the usual. Chris is coming back for his 5. No.
Oof. That's not fun.
No. And Kale, carding a nice birdie.
Good hole for Kale.
Mm-hmm. And Nate as well.
Yeah, Nate was lucky to stay in bounds there for sure.
Sure was. Got him a stroke there. And Chris going to be dropping his 6, unfortunately. Just a couple unlucky putting breaks right there.
Yep.
It's a tough one right there. He's a +2 on the round. Paul is 9 down. Nate tossed
Crazy.
2 back of that. Insane. And a hole 14. What are we doing?
Yes. Hole 14, the right-hand side, you can see a tree kind of stump there. This hole used to be a lot harder, so it's just kind of a nice long turnover, but it's a really good sidearm hole if you have a good sidearm. Just, hazard rope here again, so if you're in the hazard, you play from where it lies, 1-stroke penalty.
Okay. Looks like Paul's forehanding a Star Destroyer.
It looks a little bit like he cut it off too fast. Those pine trees are complete jail. There's no run. I shouldn't say that, but you really can't make something from those pine trees.
Yeah. So Nate's playing a little bit wider.
Once again, when Nate throws sidearm, it's a sidearm hole, but he's probably 40 feet short there at least.
Wow.
So
Interesting, they're coming up short.
the grass, you don't get any skip in this hole at all. The grass is tall, clumpy. It's not good for skips.
Very true.
As you can, the disc just dies there.
It does, doesn't it? It's Velcro on the ground. And Chris Finn busting out his forehand.
Oof.
He saw that off pretty good. Stay in. Oh, it barely did.
Lucky to stay in there.
Oh, stay out of that tree.
I think they're playing this hole a little more conservatively because of the hazard rope, which is kind of what we want. So,
Wow.
Good run, Nate.
Yeah, it was a good-looking run from Nate. Kale with that hyzer putt.
Almost into the hazard, it looked like.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's only about 18 feet behind the basket.
Oh, wow. It looks like Chris going to be taking a bogey. This is Paul for birdie from the knee, stretching it out.
What a shock. Wow.
Nate.
See, I shouldn't have said that he won't make birdie from the pine tree.
I was going to say, man, you got yourself in trouble there.
He did get fortunate enough to have a look at least, but that's a great putt because he was right at circle's edge.
Yeah, any deeper and he definitely would have been in trouble. So
Yeah, exactly.
everybody else clean up par along except for Chris, who takes the lone bogey. Paul is 13 strokes better than Chris at this point. He is ridiculous. Hole 15, Nate.
Hole 15 is a tough hole. It's low ceiling. Grass is clumpy. You really can't. It's kind of a tough combination because you almost have to land it just short of the pin, but then the green becomes very fast. So it's kind of a shot where if it crashes into the stuff to the left or right, it's not a bad shot.
Can you go long on this one, or is that also punished?
There's lots of trees long, and Paul gets a very good kick here, but long is pine trees, and it's tough to have a good putt long.
Gotcha. Doss going TI Buzz.
Just the perfect height, and see missing left there is not bad because it gets stopped just like you see there. So
there you go. Yeah, the jail worked to his advantage on that one. And Kale. Wow,
that's gorgeous. Wow. You see how fast the green is. He landed 20 short and rolls 25 long.
It goes from incredibly slow to incredibly fast at the drop of a hat.
And Chris, oof. That's rough over there. You don't want to go that far into this stuff.
Yeah, he finished pin high at least, but yeah, like you said, there's some stuff over there.
See, that's a scary putt there because he kind of half ran it, but he kind of didn't get it high enough. And oof,
he's been putting well from some junk.
Sure has.
He almost made another one. Paul makes his comebacker for a par.
That's a good save.
It was.
Ooh, wow, that was... I'm not sure what that hit did not go in.
I know, right? Did it hit the pole and kind of kick out?
I think it hit a chain link. I mean, that was kind of crazy.
That's pretty bizarre. Doss Carton, the only birdie on this hole. Getting a stroke.
Nate's right there with Paul.
He is.
But Nate's right there with him.
Yeah. World champs are good at disc golf.
Hole 16 is just really tough par 4 from the long tee. You really got to throw a great sidearm or just have a great turnover, kind of low ceiling again with a really nice green, roll-away green. Once again, the grass is clumpy. You don't get a lot of skips.
This is a beautiful hole, Nate.
It's a nice par 4.
Yeah. Oh, Doss.
Well, that is a complete jail there. That's the one tree to miss early.
Oh, no. So Paul correcting off of Nate's mistake, playing a little wider, doing some tree trimming.
Wow. Tree that was close to being kind of knocked down as well. So
Paul's discs are fighters, Nate.
Yep.
When they go that fast, they fight through a lot of stuff.
Wow, I think Kale would have hit the limb that Paul just knocked down, and Kale just kind of squeezed it through there.
There you go. Looked like the perfect line. Oh, Chris, no.
That actually looked like it kicked out, actually.
It did, didn't it? Oh, yeah, it did. It's in the middle.
Nate is in, just complete pitch out area here.
Like the course design.
Yep. Whoa, Nate throwing a roller into the hill.
What?
I don't understand that shot there. I think he was trying to throw... I assume that was an attempt for roller.
That's what it looked like to me, too. Where are these guys going, Nate?
There must be some. There's a lot of headwind here on this hole historically.
Oh yeah, look at Nate. Look at that Kale's shirt. It's whipping out there.
His disc did not. He's a good 50 out there with a death putt.
Yeah, everybody's flipping on this thing. That headwind is doing something.
See, that's the preferred second shot here. Throw a sidearm into the hill and kind of let it crash to the left. That's a great shot.
Oh yeah, definitely favors that slope to the green.
Exactly. Yep.
Paul going star destroyer.
That's a little right. He's going to have probably 25, 30 feet coming down the hill.
Yeah. Dangerous putt.
It is indeed.
This is a dangerous upshot.
It's a great green. It's really dangerous green.
I like it. That was a good layup from Chris though. Going to be taking a 4 most likely. Here's Kale for birdie, but not so much.
Just didn't get it high enough. Kind of afraid of the slope back there.
Definitely. Paul doing the same thing, Nate.
Yep, he was 29 feet and just didn't quite give it enough.
Looks like Chris saving a 4, I believe. Possibly 5.
Yep. I think that was a 4.
Yeah, I think so. Doss with a 4. I think everybody's taking 4s here.
It's a good par 4.
It really is.
You really have to. It's all about the placement of the drive, but then the second shot, you just have to execute it. So.
Oh, it looks like the Doss pitched out. Yeah, he did take a 5.
Took a 5. Yeah, he pitched out. Still a good 5 from where he was though. So.
Yeah, I really like how it's so tunnely and then really opens up to a whole different
Yep.
shot on your second one. Really cool. Hole 17, Nate.
It's just a great hole. Plays probably 400 feet straight uphill. Places the second hardest hole in the course, about 0.35 strokes over par. If you get this hole, you're gaining strokes. The rough is very thick here. This is a very tight hole.
Cool. Paul going with that Metal Flake T-Bird 3. Piping it up the gap.
That's going to miss left into the tall grass probably, but it's just, wow, still a great shot though.
Hang.
Very nice shot.
Throws that T-Bird far. Kale taking a pretty similar line, but even better, Nate.
Oh, that looks gorgeous. Just going to be short though, probably 45 feet.
Mm-hmm. But he peered the line.
Great. Anytime you get through the gap like that, you're doing well in this hole.
Mm-hmm. Very intimidating tee shot. Chris missed stuff.
Oh, that was so close to missing that tree.
It was, wasn't it? And Nate, is that his Predator or his Force? Do you know?
That's his Predator. Okay. So,
but that one is so old. It's so beat.
And it's so beat because a Predator is not that understable.
Yeah.
So it makes it look like he makes it look like not a Predator, basically.
He does. It makes it look like a T-Bird or something, or a Stalker.
Stalker, yep.
Yeah.
I've seen Nate throw a bunch of sidearms today. I don't see Nate throw a sidearm that often.
No. It was a good upshot, though.
Yep.
And Kale for birdie after that beautiful drive. Oh.
Just, wow.
Yep. This is Chris to save a par.
That's a great putt there.
It was. Good pressure putt. You know, those testers. What?
Yeah, wow, that's back-to-back in the circle putts missed, I believe, for Paul.
You are correct, sir. Bizarre.
And just consider that he's still on pace for a course record round, so...
Unbelievable.
I'm sure he was not happy to miss both of those putts back-to-back.
Yeah, definitely not. He was out to prove a point this weekend. He is 10 down. Nate Doss 3 back. Kale's hanging around. So is Chris. And we're on to hole 18. Nate?
Hole 18 is kind of probably the most fun hole to play. You're teeing off probably a 40-foot cliff and throwing down. You can throw it as hard as you want. You know, right is out of bounds road, left is kind of jail, but it's a huge fairway. Uphill for the second shot, downhill for the drive.
Cool. So it's a dogleg right up that hill?
Dogleg right up the hill, yep. And being left is the best angle here, just exactly where he is.
Cool.
And you almost can be even a little more left than that, actually, for a better angle, because you cannot miss right here.
Okay.
So that's actually a good angle there for Kale. He's got a lot of room up there.
Okay. So once you go up the hill, you're going left, right, or straight?
You're going up the hill, you're going to the right, actually.
Okay. Chris Finn?
And that's got to sit down a little bit. And he's fine there, it looks like, so.
Okay. Oh, there you can see the basket up there.
It's a long ways up that hill, though. Once you get down to the bottom, it's another, it's a poke to get back up there.
Yeah, it seems like the shape you got to take, you almost play it longer than 660.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Nate is very close to the edge there, so.
Kale throwing at the bucket.
It's a nice looking shot there.
Yeah. There you go. So you should make that putt.
A little short. You can kind of see the wind whipping there on the Discraft banner.
Yeah, it looks like that tailwind kind of knocked him out of the air a little early.
Chris is really favoring that hydro flip. He's doing a good job with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely a shot. There's that Nate Doss forehand again, Nate.
Nate Doss is the new Wysocki.
No doubt.
That looked pretty good with the standstill up the hill, probably playing 320. So.
Right? Yeah. He's got some decent power on that thing. And Paul going a rock for his upshot.
That's just all over the basket. A little long, but I think he should have an easy 20-footer there.
Cool. Doss coming up the hill for his birdie. Hitting pro side. And those sticks on those mock X's.
Yep.
Chris Finn.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Got some am side love on that one.
Yep.
Oh, Kale.
Jeez, Kale, that was right in his wheelhouse there.
It was, man, definitely. And Paul's not missing 3 putts in a row.
Yep. No way he misses that one.
Yep. Kale cleaning up his par after a little bit of rollout. Chris with a nice birdie as well. Pretty solid hole. Played it well.
Hole 1 here is actually our hole 16 for the round. It's really a tough hole. You have to have a great hyzer flip mid-range like Kale does, but I think the preferred shot for a lot of players is a sidearm.
Okay.
It's a super fast green, and Paul just kicked hard right there.
Yeah, I think he's throwing his Thunderbird. Chris Finn. Wow, he kind of peered it, Nate.
Yeah, it's got to sit down, though.
Oh, wow.
The green is really, really fast. You have to land it about 40, 50 feet short.
Yeah, you're not kidding. But if you land too short, you hit that log right there.
Exactly, yeah. and throwing the shot that Nate does there, it's just tough to get the angle. You have to throw a hyzer flip like this to be able to get to the pin, and that's just gorgeous.
Kale Leiviska, ladies and gentlemen.
That's just butter there.
Wow, that's a tiny sweet spot you got to hit right there.
That's why sidearm is the preferred route, but just Kale just showed why maybe it's not the preferred route if you're Kale Leiviska. So
yeah, right. Yeah, that turnover will sit better than a forehand.
There's another Nate Doss forehand.
He's using them to get out of trouble really well.
Wow, Paul is going to be way out for 3.
He's probably taking a 4 here.
This is a death putt here.
I was going to say. No way.
Wow, that's...
What is that, 80 feet?
And if he misses that, he's going to 40 feet down the hill at least. Wow, that was bold.
For everyone else, that's dumb golf. For Paul Mcbeth, that's smart golf.
I mean, that green is so fast. You're laying up that putt 9 times out of 10, and he just doesn't even give it a second thought.
Unbelievable,
wow.
Man. Wow. Course records don't set themselves, Nate, I guess, right?
Well, and that's exactly right. I think I'm trying to do the math in my head here without seeing the scorecard, but I think if he birdies out, he breaks the course record by 2, if I'm doing my math right. So
unreal.
I mean, the course record on the short tees is 45, and if he birdies out, I believe he shoots 45 from the long. So that's Paul Mcbeth for you.
Unbelievable. That's one of the coolest par saves you're going to see.
But this hole here is short, but it is tight. It is really, really tough to get the angle right. You have to throw kind of just a hyzer right away and then let it skip up the hill, and then it's a tough little get because it's kind of pokey a little bit. You got to kind of find the gap a little bit.
Yeah.
Which Kale just did.
Wow. Beautiful drive. Oh, Paul going rock.
See, that got a little bit skinny, and wow, it looked like he was close to that right side tree, but he just parked it.
Sure did. So he kind of got to flirt with that tree to get super close to the basket.
And these guys are making this hole look, I mean, that is not an easy hole from that tee, and they're just all over the basket here.
Yeah, just threading it through jail three out of 3 times already. See if Nate can get his wasp up there, and
And see, that got through the right side too, pretty nicely. So
incredible. I bet you don't see too many star frames on this one. But
you're going to see it right now.
Yeah, I would say we're about to.
I mean, I think it was probably the only one of the day because they made this hole look way too easy. It is not a wide gap there.
Yeah, somebody's bound to get unlucky, right? You know?
Exactly. Or throw a bad shot. That was impressive.
It sure was. And 12 down by Paul is also impressive.
That's unfathomable. So
wow. Hole 3. What are we doing?
Hole 3 is uphill, 252, playing like 320. It's a really good sidearm shot again. Or you can throw kind of a really hard, slow turnover, which is probably what Kale will do. It's a good sidearm hole.
Cool. I always forget to film this, but the guys were on it this weekend. The handshake. What is Nate doing over there?
I'm not sure what Nate's doing.
Kale taking the box.
Yeah, he's going to be short left here. He scoots a lot though there. Wow, he kind of got a really great kick up the hill.
Sure did. Pretty fast green and fairway if he hit it right.
Yep.
Paul
goes way. Oh my goodness, he got a great kick there. He was going to miss way left.
And he's parked. Yep. World champ love. Chris Finn throwing a hyzer flip per the huge.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Chris Finn.
What a great way to finish the round.
How about that, Aussie?
Wow.
And is Doss throwing a challenger?
He's throwing his Nate Doss challenger. Dude, that whole play's 300 plus, and he just got that more than pin high.
Yeah. I mean, Nate Doss is not. He throws far, but I don't think he's recognized for throwing as far as everybody else. But he's got that power for sure.
That was a phenomenal. This is gonna be. I shouldn't speak. This is gonna be another star deuce.
It is, isn't it? Wow.
That's pretty impressive to finish that way for both these guys, for all four of these guys here.
Definitely. And there's Chris with that drop in birdie. What a way to finish.
And Paul just 45 course record. Wow, very impressive. Nate's round is impressive too.
Yeah, I think he's on the chase card next round, or at least if not the lead card.
Great round here.
Yeah, a couple of awesome rounds right there. Kale, no slouch at 6 down. But cool. All right, guys. Well, that is all we got for round one. We got 2, 3, and 4 coming, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you around.
Sounds good.